After Nikto, we can look at a tool called Dirbuster. And by the way, it's not required that if you're doing these things on Windows, you have to download Pentest Box. No, you can install all these tools in separate manner. Like you can first of all download Dirtbuster, Nikto, Nmap, and you can install them on Windows. Most of these tools will have a Windows version, so that's nothing to be worried about if you have a problem downloading Pentest Box on your Windows. Or you can use Linux, so that is like the most easiest example I can tell you of. And then without wasting any time, let's move on to Dirtbuster. And when it is started, you will get to see that you have to set the target URL. So you can put any target in here. For example, I put another website which is called testphp.vulnweb.com. This is also a website which allows you to scan it, which allows you to like test it. So that's what we are going to do. It's an demo website for all this purpose. And you have then the work method. You can use get request and head and get. You can switch. So I like to keep it on auto switch. Number of threads. This will allow you to specify how faster do you want to get. As you increase the number of threads, it will mean that you increase the speed, and generally in real scenarios it would be somewhere around, I would say 75, somewhere around that. Okay, and you can click on this go faster, that it will start using 200 threads. Okay, and even you can go maximum up to 500 threads in this tool. Then you can select the scanning type. So do you want to use a list? Do you want to use a pure brute force? In this case, let's use the pure brute force, and you can select some character set, which type of characters you want to use, and minimum length, maximum length, all that stuff. Then you have select starting options, all these things, URL fuzz, do you want to do that? Then you want to brute force for directories, brute force for files, and of course be recursive. Be recursive means that for example, if I have this website and like for example, if I have specified this as the target, nmap.org, and then Dirtbuster finds out that there is this book directory under it. So do I want it to scan more deep in this sub directory and scan further? So for example, discover something in this. This is called recursive searches. So that is what you should look at. And then some more things, PHP file extensions. I will tell you all about this later on. Essentially what we are doing with Dirtbuster is that we are setting options to discover different directories and files. Like if I have a target, again nmap.org, so I want Dirtbuster to scan different things, to try different things in here, for example AAA, BBB, and somehow it will reach a stage where it will find a working directory or file, and that file it will tell me. So that is what we are trying to do. We are just trying to find a path, a directory, a file, something like that. Okay, you can start, and yeah, so your target is not a valid URL. What we have to do is we have to put HTTP here, HTTP, and then at the end we have to put 80, so we can specify, so we have to specify the port and hypertext transfer protocol in the beginning. Then I can simply start with the whole attack, and it will start showing me some of the directories. Now I'm not sure which directories will it find this way, because I said complete brute force, everything it will try, every single possible path or directory which it can find. So let me actually go back and select a list here. Let's do a list based brute force to see some results. I can say browse here, and there should be this in the same Pentest box folder. Where is that? Pentest box in the C drive. Here there should be that base or bin. Okay, I think it will be in bin. Okay, here are the tools we have. Let's check in web applications. We should have Dirtbuster, you can see Dirtbuster, we have some lists. Let's check this medium one and start. So it will start showing up some of the directories. You can see some files, some directories which it found. And this is what it does. It tells us about the directories. Now we can, in a real pen test, check these directories. We can know about these directories and specifically search about vulnerabilities in them. So any technology this website uses. We will look at all that stuff later on. And this was all of the tools which I had to show you in this lecture. Now mainly what I would like to show you apart from these is something really quick, which is using specific scanners. So for example, if you have found that a target uses specific technology such as WordPress, then you have a tool called WP scan. If it uses Joomla as its CMS, then you can use Joomscan. There are many softwares which you can use for this purpose. Now I can show this to you. So WP scan -- help. If you just check out this tool, this is something really cool you can check out. Now this is going to be your homework. You're going to tell me how to use this tool. Okay, so you're gonna check this out on any target. Now don't take any random target from the internet. It's going to cost you a lot of problem. Check this after we actually move on to the exploitation lecture, where I will show you how to set up this lab, because this lab has a WordPress installation. So that's going to be your homework for that lecture, and I hope you would do that. And the last thing which I would like to show you is called online scanners. There are many online scanners which are available. One of the favorite ones of mine is called Hacker Target. Sometimes you may want to use online scanners instead of your scanners which are like on your system. So for them you can use many of the online scanners, one of them being again hackertarget.com. Let's use it. Now it can have a paid version as well. You don't need that. I just want to show you an example. Okay, so it has some website in here, types of vulnerability scanner and all that stuff. I'm not getting what I'm interested in. There used to be a header here. Yeah, this is that thing. So see, you have many online scanners which you can use from the Hacker Target. You have Nmap, OpenVAS, this Zmap, Nikto, WhatWeb, WordPress, Joomla, all these scanners. This is what you can do online. Very quick example. If you want to check technologies of a website, you can use WhatWeb. Okay, so you can put any website in here. Now this is passive search, so this is not actually active. This is not going to interact with the target, but again I'm just going to use it. scanme.nmap.org. If I just put that, and let's select WhatWeb instead of Appleizer and start scan. So it will send some packets and will show us all the technologies which is being used by the target. You can see this is the Apache version. This is some reserved country which is not being showed. It is using Google Analytics, HTTP server, Ubuntu Linux, Apache this version. This is the IP, this is the script, this is the title. So these things, you can search about them on Google and find vulnerabilities. That's what we will be learning about in the next lecture. We will talk about all these things which we have gathered in this lecture and in last lecture. How do we find vulnerabilities using that? Okay, another example, last example for this lecture, I can show you Nmap. There are some limitations on the free version, but again we don't care about that. I'm just giving an example. So we can launch Nmap port scan, and again scanme.nmap.org. We can do a quick Nmap scan to see what it has. You can see there are these many ports opened, 22 TCP, 80, and only these many, like from what we can check and what we have in this website, these results. So something really good to check out sometimes when you need to have online scanners, this can be helpful. And apart from that, there is a security scanner which you can check out. There are many more. So on the internet, if you search about these kind of scanners, there are many of them available. For this lecture, that's it. In the next lecture again, we will be talking about how to utilize this information in order to get problems, vulnerabilities, weaknesses. How do you find them? Okay, so that's something really interesting we're going to cover. Till then, have a good day and let me have a leave now.